Good evening. Welcome to the Buck Stops here. I'm Vishnu Shom. On the program this evening in Gujarat, Arvind Kejriwal slams Narendra Modi at a large rally in Ahmedabad. In Delhi, the Aam Aadmi Party leader Yogendra Yadav was attacked and smeared with ink in a Women's Day meet. Well, the two issues are unrelated but come at a time when Arvind Kejriwal's decision to take on Narendra Modi has not gone down very well in Gujarat. On the show this evening, Showdown for 2014. Has the Aam Aadmi Party stolen the BJP's thunder? But first, some of the day's big political developments. I'm joined now by Rahul Srivastava on the reports of a significant divide within the BJP on seat selection for top leaders. A few more details. It all began with the senior leader Sushma Swaraj making it clear recently that she was not in favour of a tie-up with B. Sriramulu and his BSR Congress in Karnataka, despite what others in the BJP had indicated. Now there are reports of Sushma Swaraj and Murli Manohar Joshi asking party president Rajnath Singh some tough questions, not least of all on the Varanasi seat, which Mr. Murli Manohar Joshi expects to contest, despite reports that Narendra Modi could be interested in campaigning from there. My colleague Rahul Srivastava has been tracking this all day. Rahul, how serious is this divide? Within the BJP, can the word divide be used at all?
Vishnu, first, what really happened? After a brief lull in the party, that it seemed that every leader is now solidly behind Narendra Modi, and Narendra Modi is not only campaigning but also trying to expand the BJP by bringing in leaders who represent a greater rainbow coalition of castes and also getting in greater number of allies. And in that, as you said, the first setback was two tweets by Sushma Swaraj regarding certain leaders or outfits which were dodgy. Today, when the BJP Central Election Committee met, at that time Mr. Murli Manohar Joshi initially initiated the discussion in which he asked Rajnath Singh and he told him that there have been certain news reports about Modi being nominated from Varanasi. Following which Mr. Rajnath Singh was slightly non-committal, and top sources are telling us that Mr. Joshi was wondering that in case there is no decision about Narendra Modi being nominated from Varanasi as an additional seat apart from Gujarat, then why has there been no denial by the party? Also during this discussion on what kind of candidates should be put up, because Karnataka was one of the states for which the election committee was going to decide candidates.
Right.
Sushma Swaraj, leader of the opposition, was categoric that there should be no tie-ups with dodgy people. She also asked that how are these alliances and inductions being done, because she was wondering that people like Paswan and other alliances have been announced. And if when party president Mr. Rajnath Singh talked about the fact that state units have their own decisions, she was wondering that when there is a central election committee, a parliamentary board, why is the state committees deciding all these things? What one can say, Vishnu, that though there has been a certain amount of quiet in the BJP over Narendra Modi's leadership, but also there is a faction which believes that they are being eclipsed. As far as the collective responsibility and collective decision making is concerned, I think Sushma Swaraj and Murli Manohar Joshi were not merely voicing their concerns. I think they were talking about a larger picture in which the BJP's top decisions are being made by a fixed number of people, and Narendra Modi seemed to have eclipsed everybody. I think it's more symptomatic than being just one incident.
All right, Rahul, we leave it over there. Let's see how far this talk of a divide actually progresses, and whether it is, as you mentioned, an issue of some of the most prominent leaders of the BJP being eclipsed. But let's quickly move on now to another big story. In a stinging attack on the BJP's prime ministerial candidate Narendra Modi, Arvind Kejriwal, the Aam Aadmi Party leader, has said that Mr. Modi has become a property dealer for leading industrialists in the state. He said this at a large rally in Ahmedabad, right in Narendra Modi's bastion. In a public rally where a rock was apparently hurled on stage, Kejriwal has said, "Thankful to God that my encounter has not taken place. Anything can happen in Gujarat." Now, we are not repeating some of the other remarks made by Kejriwal because they could be considered defamatory. Now, this comes on a day when the Aam Aadmi Party leader Yogendra Yadav was attacked in Delhi. You can see those images on the screen, by someone who was apparently from his own party. Yadav's face was smeared with ink. The Aam Aadmi Party says they don't want to press charges at the moment, even though party leader Shazia Ilmi had said earlier on in the day that there were indicators that the BJP may be behind the attack.
Senior Aam Aadmi Party leader Yogendra Yadav's face smeared with ink. This while Mr Yadav was addressing supporters at a Women's Day event at Jantar Mantar. The attacker, identified as Sagar Bhandari, sporting a trademark Aam Aadmi Party cap and a badge, came from behind and smeared Mr Yadav's face with ink. But soon after, he was removed by some furious Aam Aadmi Party activists. They roughed up the man who reportedly used to work at an Aam Aadmi Party office in Delhi. The attacker had to be taken to the hospital.
Suddenly I felt someone was holding my face, and I think he said Bharat Mata ki Jai or something. I didn't hear anything else. And then within seconds he had disappeared. So I couldn't see his face. The kind of political forces we have taken on, the kind of politics that we want to practice, we are bound to receive this. Anyone who walks this path is bound to get smeared, is bound to get accusations, is bound to receive all kinds of things. So I guess I've got my share of it.
But others in the party weren't as forgiving and targeted the BJP.
So you know what happened with Yogendra bhai today? It's such a shocker. I mean, I was shocked to know what is happening. So it will not be from our side. We made a mistake once. Some of our workers were retaliated and we apologized almost immediately. But it's shocking and horrible. And I really would like to appeal to BJP workers not to do this. Let's keep it at a sane level. Let's keep it at a rational level. There is political competition, I understand, but let's not get...
This man who smeared ink on Yogendra Yadav's face, I was right there and we saw him wearing a Aam Aadmi Party cap. He also had an Aam Aadmi Party badge on him. Doesn't that say much? I mean, do you think it's a way to get into the crowd, or do you see more political motive behind this?
Of course, don't you see people taking Aam Aadmi Party membership and speaking against Aam Aadmi Party all the time? There are all kinds of moles who get in, and Aam Aadmi Party cap anybody can get.
The BJP rejected the claims.
क्योंकि आज आम आदमी पार्टी की सारी राजनीति झूठ के ऊपर आधारित है। वो दिन भर में झूठे काम करते हैं, झूठी बात करते हैं और झूठी राजनीति करते हैं।
With the Lok Sabha polls approaching, the political tempers in the country are running high. The last week saw some tense face-off between the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP volunteers across the country. This latest incident is yet another blot. In New Delhi, I'm Sonal Mehrotra for NDTV.
Well, joining us now, Yogendra Yadav, and joins us to tell us about what exactly happened. Aman Sinha of the BJP also with us. Mr. Yadav, was this person a member of the Aam Aadmi Party? Do you believe he was part of the BJP or another political force?
Vishnu, the facts are not clear at all. All I know is that I was addressing this rally, which is International Women's Day rally. Someone came from behind, smeared my face. I couldn't even get to see who it was. He just disappeared in 10 seconds or so, shouted slogans, so I know it was a man, but that's about all I know. After that, I've heard two versions. I've heard one version saying that he had worked in Shalimar Garden constituency as an Aam Aadmi Party volunteer for a few days. After that, no one heard about him, and suddenly he reappeared today. He's from Assam, I'm told. The other version I've heard is that he's from some Veer Sena outfit, which is what has been behind the attacks on Arvind Kejriwal as well. Both the versions could be true for all I know. So it's not for me to read meanings, it's not for me to assign conspiracies or something of that kind. Yes, it's sad, yes, these things happen, and at the moment I would not, put any conspiracy or designs. I heard the BJP person say that what we are doing is lies. The trouble is that we actually didn't say anything. I spoke to Shazia and she said that she was asked again and again by the media, who could this be? And she said this must be those forces who are perturbed by the rise of Aam Aadmi Party and who have been behind attacks on Aam Aadmi Party for the last 2-3 days. That's what she said. I do not think we have any evidence yet. We would not wish to say that. And I went to the police station. I said to them, please do not register a case. I do not want the man to be detained. Ideally speaking, I want to meet him to find out what actually prompted him to do so. So I really don't know.
You know, I'll tell you what she said. She said it's the handiwork of the BJP. It's very easy for anyone wear an AAP cap and to do these things. I urge BJP volunteers not to act in this manner. Aman Sinha, would you like to react to that? Yogendra Yadav saying something else, but this is what Shazia Ilmi of the same party said earlier on in the day.
Vishnu, we are for some amount of decorum and dignity in politics. Any, this kind of attack has to be condemned, and we condemn it. But at the same time, it is the Aam Aadmi Party which has publicly stated that their ideology is anarchy, their agenda is to agitate, to create chaos and disorder. And, with all due respect to Mr. Yadav, let me say that they are not only misleading the Aam Aadmi Party, but they are also misleading their own workers and, their party men. And therefore, we see so many of disgruntled, party men and workers who are frustrated and angry from their arrogant leaders, reacting in this manner. And, we have seen in the past that Aam Aadmi Party is capable of stooping to any extent just to garner some cheap publicity and do some cheap
what
politics.
are you implying?
However, whatever the
Aman?
situation might be, we
Aman,
condemn this kind of attack thoroughly.
No, are you implying that they sort of rustled up this attack on their own leader?
Vishnu, what I am saying is that, Ms. Shazia Ilmi, who is a member of the Aam Aadmi Party, she made some wild sweeping allegations. Correct. Although there were reports that this man was a party worker.
Yes.
If we were to, believe those reports, these were the reports that, he was a Aam Aadmi Party worker.
No, but Yogendra Yadav has just said that 2 minutes ago. On this program, he just said that.
But
so that's not a dispute.
Therefore, I am saying, at one place, Mr. Yadav says this, but another leader of the party makes some wild sweeping allegations. This has become their habit, just to make wild sweeping allegations. And whatever they say, they think that,
so that,
the whole country should believe, it as a divine truth.
So, Aman, just so that we are absolutely clear, you categorically reject that this man, whatever his affiliation to the Aam Aadmi Party exists or doesn't exist, has not or is not affiliated in any way to the BJP. That's what you're saying?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
According to best of my knowledge, absolutely not.
Okay. So let's hope that the best of your knowledge is in fact the case. Well, all of this comes on a day in which Arvind Kejriwal, right in the stronghold of Narendra Modi, took on the Gujarat Chief Minister. We are not going to repeat a lot of what he said because it's clearly defamatory. But again, he claims to have been attacked over there. So, Aman, he said he's been attacked 4 times in 3 days. His car's windshield was broken. Gopal Rai's car, Manish Sisodia's car. There was a rock or a stone thrown on the stage where he was seated. So this culture of violence is frightening. And in this case, it is in a BJP stronghold.
Vishnu, I have also heard reports, and I have also heard some reports that, these, offhand one-off attacks were done by their own party workers just in order to gain some publicity and sympathy. But whatever it may be, why are they not complaining to Election Commission of India? Model Code of Conduct is in force. The administration and the police authorities, they report to Election Commission, not to Gujarat, the political leadership of Gujarat government. But for every other small thing, they keep attacking the Gujarat government only in order to gain some, publicity. The easiest way of gaining publicity today is that you start, taking Mr. Modi ji's name and, just start saying, any kind of thing, and then, cameras will hog you. This kind of politics I think is absolutely not at all desirable. And it would be better if Aam Aadmi Party, heightens its discourse.
Yogendra Yadav, would you like to respond to this? That it's cheap media publicity. Arvind Kejriwal doesn't think twice about what he's going to do when it comes to accusing leaders. A lot of the things he said are completely defamatory. We can't repeat them. In the media, we would get in trouble. Does he need to stoop to this level to make a political point?
Vishnu, one thing, just look at the contrast. Here I am, someone who suffered that attack, whatever that was, it's not a big deal. But I'm saying, I do not know, I do not want to make allegations, I'm not sure, whatever my colleagues may have said, I'm not sure of the evidence. And here is the opposition leader. Here is, in fact, Mr. Harshvardhan said that within 20 minutes of the attack, he said, this is masterminded by Aam Aadmi Party. I mean, isn't that strange? This is the culture. And second, on Gujarat, which is really the big thing, which is really where the action is. Just look at it. You cannot go to Gujarat and ask questions about Narendra Modi. That is the problem. Can you please now allow me to speak, sir? I can't in any case hear very clearly. And if you would please hear me out. In Gujarat, the problem is that you cannot and ask questions of Mr. Narendra Modi. This is not only Arvind Kejriwal's experience. All these years, this has been happening again and again and again. It can be a human rights group, it can be any civil liberties group, it can be opposition. Why can't we ask questions of Narendra Modi? What Arvind has said may be defamatory, Vishnu. But tell me, what prevents the media from asking civilized questions, polite questions to Mr. Narendra Modi? Why is he beyond scrutiny? Why can't we ask elementary questions about KG Basin? Why can't someone say, why is Mr. Next Prime Minister aspirant silent on the biggest scam in this country?
Okay.
How has the Adani Group done in the last 10 years? Why has it done what it has done? These are civilized questions. Why is it that people with proper criminal convictions sit in his cabinet? Why is it that people with big corruption charges sit in his cabinet?
Okay,
These are
right.
civilized questions. These are straight questions.
Mr. Yadav, okay, fair enough. You say they are straight questions. I don't think it's the issue of the questions themselves, but it's more an issue of how you present them. Arvind Kejriwal driving up to the home of a chief minister and saying, here, look, these are the questions, answer them. It typically doesn't happen. And neither for Mr. Modi nor for any chief minister in the country, perhaps. Even in the case of Mr. Kejriwal, when he was chief minister in Delhi, he realized it was difficult. He couldn't answer all the questions at all the times. But I want to give this question to Aman Sinha to reply, because the basic point that Mr. Yadav is making is that, look, these are fair questions. What's wrong in answering them? Mr. Modi needs to come on record. Why doesn't he speak more often to people asking these questions? It's one-way communication from him.
Vishnu, if I may respond, Vishnu, I got your question. Vishnu, all these questions have been raised in the past. These are not new questions, and they have been raised by the Congress party. The government has responded to it. The people have responded to it. This is the kind of conspiracy which is going on, and collusion, which is there between Aam Aadmi Party and Congress party. And this collusion which Mr. Yadav was alluding to between corporates and Gujarat government, let me just ask him, on the last day of government of the Aam Aadmi Party, the first decision that this government took was to give 372 crores of public money to the private discoms owned by a leading, corporate group of this country. Public money of 372 crores collected by taxpayers was given to private discoms. What does he have to say about this? Their actions reflect collusion. And this kind of rhetoric will not lead us anywhere. And people of India are very smart, very intelligent. They would realize the difference between rhetoric, fact and real actions. And their actions reflect that, they have been supporting this kind of, crony capitalism and giving out public money to private discoms. And on the other hand, they are accusing others of siding with corporate groups.
For the voter in this country,
hypocrisy, Vishnu.
Everybody is accusing everybody else of crony capitalism. But I need to end this.
Classic way. But Vishnu,
I am giving you an example. I am giving you an illustration.
I didn't hear
I am not
the
making a
answer to
blanket
what I had
sweeping
asked.
remark without any basis.
It's been answered 100 times. Please answer it once for me. Why is he silent on KG Basin?
Nobody is silent, Mr. Yadav. There has been an official statement also, and if you care to go through the media statements, you will find it again.
From Mr. Narendra
This question
Modi?
has been repeatedly answered. Just because you keep saying that it has not been answered, that doesn't mean that. Why are you not answering my question? Please respond to it. Have you not given 372 crores to private discoms owned by Reliance?
So what is the answer, sir?
It is not only as if Aam Aadmi Party has got the right to question anyone. Why are you not responding?
Okay, all right. Aman and Yogendra
Yadav.
Yadav, I'm afraid I just need to interrupt over here. We could go on with this. Unfortunately, Saturdays, our 9 p.m. bulletins are a bit shorter. I'd like to thank both of you for joining us. As usual, lots of questions, no clear answers at all. I'd like to thank both our guests for joining us this evening. Some more news before we end this bulletin. The Congress party today released its first list, and as expected, Nandan Nilekani, the IT guru, is on that list from Bangalore South. The Bhojpuri star Ravi Kishan will be contesting from Jaunpur. Oriya actors Aparajita Mohanty from Cuttack, Bijoy Mohanty from Bhubaneswar, and cricketer Mohammad Kaif will be contesting from Phulpur. Rahul Gandhi, not a surprise, contesting from Amethi. Sonia Gandhi from Raebareli, no surprises there. Some speculation existed about Priyanka Gandhi, but no mention of her name thus far. Let's go straight across to NDTV's Sunil Prabhu. Sunil, any big surprises so far? Let's talk about Priyanka Gandhi. I mean, is the fact that her name is missing, is that a surprise?
Well, I think she was never going to contest. She is the backroom person in this election, will continue to be, helping her mother and her brother contest this entire election and ensure that they are in the fighting distance to keep the BJP at bay. But whether she'll succeed as being a backroom lady at this stage or not is a big question mark. But the real surprise in this 194 list that has been released, some of them sitting MPs, is that nearly 68 of them, nearly 35% are below 50. There are 28 women candidates, nearly 15% of that being women. For example, in Haryana, we are seeing at least 4 new faces replacing the existing 9 members of parliament who contest from there. So also those controversial, what they say out of this 194 seats that have been released, there's not one person with a criminal record and any corruption charge does not come on this list. That is why they even kept many of those controversial seats, people like Mr. Ashok Chavan, whether it is his wife or not, they have kept it pending. Mr. Kalmadi's wife, whether he or his wife will be contesting seems unlikely. It's going to be a party worker, but that's also been kept pending. And also Mr. Pawan Bansal, who's also been a chairman of the screening committee from Chandigarh, who is most likely to contest, and the name has been cleared by the CAC, but it has been kept clear because the Congress party wants to start with a fresh face at this stage, and that's the reason why they don't want any controversy at this stage.
All right, Sunil, we leave it over there. Mr. Bansal, of course, would have been a very controversial candidate had his name been announced. But we're going to leave it over there. Sunil, thanks very much for joining us with those details. Completely out of time this Saturday evening. It's time for us to take this short break on The Buck Stops Here.